Oh, yeah, that is it. Hmm. But yeah, that video was when I saw that the other day. I was like, "What in the am I watching?"
There you go. That means that you can't make fun of me anymore.
Yeah, as I said,
Yeah.
with things like that on YouTube. Let's see
Well,
here.
off the computer topic, but I was watching a cooking video today of some lady trying to make fried rice.
Uh huh.
So the first thing she did was put some oil in a wok and then chopped up some garlic and threw it in. Fine. And then she cooked the garlic until it was like jet black.
Ooh.
Ew.
And then she took uncooked rice and threw it into the wok, added an egg into it and some chicken, and then some peas.
No water.
No water. Cooked that up.
Ooh.
And then the worst part was that she then fed it to her son and asked him what he thought of it. His only comment, the rice was a little bit crunchy.
No
Can you
kidding.
imagine what she's got to have been feeding that boy for his entire life to find uncooked rice a little bit crunchy?
Wow.
Okay.
Oh, and the peas that she put into the stir fry, she put them in a pan with water to cook them first, and then she didn't put them into the stir fry until she had boiled all the water away.
Oh, puree!
Rather than trying to strain them, she just boiled all the water away and then threw them into the. She should have just thrown them in with the water, and then that would have at least cooked the rice a little bit.
Yeah. I used to know someone who made meatloaf with, what is it, 82, 83% lean ground beef. And that produces quite a bit of juice, so to speak, around the meatloaf.
Yeah.
And someone had recommended to her that maybe you should just use more lean beef, like 93%. And she's like, oh no, that's too expensive. Not understanding that it would make more meatloaf for your dollar, and it wouldn't be, because basically she was parboiling half the meatloaf.
Yep.
Well, she was complaining about it and saying there was all this liquid in there, and someone else who didn't understand the problem said, well, why don't you try putting a little bit of rice in there to help soak up the excess moisture.
Well, it's actually not a bad plan.
No, it isn't.
I'll often mix, if I have a fattier thing of meat, I'll mix in some oats into the meatloaf to
Right.
suck up the juices.
Yeah, because she would already put regular oat, like steel cut oats in there. Yeah. And that's not bad. It's a good filler. And rice isn't a bad filler, but when you've got
Cooked or uncooked?
uncooked, but they would only put like maybe a tablespoon of rice in a 3-pound meatloaf. She ended up using like a cup or a cup and a half. So
She was
that,
thinking it was a one-pot meal.
yeah, well, it was like a cup to a cup and a half of rice, so that it would come out fine. No, the rice was actually fully cooked because she's using like 82% lean beef.
Rice cooked in beef fat.
Yeah. So instead of it being like actual water moisture, it's absorbing the grease, the oil,
Yeah.
the fat from the meatloaf.
Yummy. That'd be good rice. You don't even need to put butter on it.
Yeah.
Boy, I'm just trying to think what that rice would do after when you try to eat it as a leftover.
Yeah.
It's like suet or something.
Yeah. You'd be able to use that rice anywhere you need lard. So.
Honestly, Doctor, I don't know why my arteries are clogging up. I'm just eating lots of rice.
Yeah. Yeah, I had rice for lunch and rice for dinner. No, I had scrambled eggs and rice for breakfast, and rice with beef for lunch, and I had meatloaf with rice for dinner. All right. Let's get this show on the road.
Ooh, we're taking this on the road? All right. Road trip.
Yeah. Well, we make more money from concerts than we do from album sales.
Oh, okay.
It's because of those damn record producers.
Where's Napster when you need it?
Yeah. So, alrighty, people. Let's turn off this nice little banner that says we'll start soon, because we're starting now. And do we have the bail money if we need it for the show?
Talk to Mark.
Do we have?
I was just kind of thinking though, the cars, we need to paint them with that stealth paint.
Uh-huh.
So we can get better miles.
Ah.
We can
Well,
go faster.
Well, if we don't have bail money, we can't do the show because, I mean, the odds are against us.
Hey, you know what? I got some gift cards here.
Okay, that's good enough. Maybe we can bribe the police.
Yeah, it's about $100.
Oh, cool. So, that brings us up to... Welcome to the CoCo Nation Game On Challenge Live, where this week we will be playing Ghost Rush Halloween Edition from Paul Shoemaker.
Woo!
I'm scared.
Ah!
I want my mommy. And we will be also playing that great game from that great Australian, Neutroid Reloaded. One of the best games ever released on the CoCo. Wow, I'm impressed.
Shouldn't lie to our audience.
I'm impressed. No laughing.
I'm just trying to figure out where to send the bail money now.
Yeah, well. Hey, it's at least,
Because that was a crime.
No, that was an opinion. And it's my opinion, and I believe it's correct. So, there. You can try me for slander all you want. I guess Curtis isn't here, so that's why no one was laughing. But here we are. Here we are with the usual suspects. And let's say hello to them. Greetings, usual suspects. And let's start with that person there. Frederick. Greetings, Frederick. How you doing today?
Greetings. I'm doing well. I'm another Canadian in the mix.
No, because you're the Canadian. Any other further Canadians would be another Canadian.
Hey, Sloopy, we're outnumbered.
No, we've got Jim here.
I'm not Canadian yet, it just feels that way today.
Yeah.
I just can't count, that's all.
That definitely means you're American.
Yep.
Oh.
There's three
Yep.
there's three types of people in this world: those that can count and those that can't.
There's 10 type of people in the world. Those that know binary and those that don't.
And we actually have people watching.
Yeah. And next on our list of suspects is the man, the myth, the legend himself, Mark B. Greetings, Mark.
Hello.
And then going over from him, we have that poor tortured soul, the intern of the Game On Challenge High Council, Jim Rye. Hey, Jim.
Hey, I got a meltdown in the game. Does that mean I won?
Yes, you won a free trip to the rubber room. No, not that one, the loony bin.
Oh.
And then last but not least, we have that wild and crazy Canadian, Canadian Retro Things. Hey, Ken.
How you doing, eh?
You know what? Someone else is going to have to read the directions tonight.
Why?
Because I don't see any for Gold Rush, and I don't have a Neutroid.
Well, first off, we're not playing Gold Rush. Still.
Ghost Rush.
Even though you really tried to play it last week, we're still not playing it.
And
I still keep trying to play that.
yeah, and we're not doing the directions for Ghost Rush. We're doing the directions for Neutroid Reloaded.
Yeah, I don't have a copy of that, so
Just the regular Neutroid directions will work.
I don't think I have that either.
Just go on to
Go to Nick Marentes. Go to nickmarentes.com.
First, find yourself a
Then
computer.
if I go there, I'll have to buy something.
Yeah, and the problem with that is, come on, every 10 games that he sells, I get a ride in his Ferrari. So, all you people out there in the viewer land, go to nickmarentes.com and buy a game. CD version
As
for
soon as I get paid.
CD version would be really nice because you get the CD and all. So, all right, now let's look at our chat, and we have Canadian Retro Things. He spelt his name wrong.
No, I'm pretty sure I spelled it right.
No.
I think it's other people that keep one other person keeps spelling it wrong.
Yeah, you see, it's on screen now. We're highlighting his gameplay, and we're highlighting him dying.
Yes.
No, you're not.
But then my initials would be KRT, which is not a timer monitor.
Sure it is. It's just a gold star.
KRT, it's the German version of a capital ray tube.
No. It's the Taiwanese version. It's the gold star, or Korean ray tube.
There you go.
Yes, that's why I said gold star. They're Korean. I was surprised to find out that Gold Star's still in business.
Why are you surprised? They just don't make monitors anymore, CRTs.
Yeah, they make a bunch of other stuff.
Watches, I think.
They changed their name.
Yeah, it's LG now.
It's LG.
Yes,
Oh, really?
Yes.
I've got a Gold Star phone.
Yeah. Yeah. That company in the 80s and 90s that made cheap electronics. Yes. They still make cheap electronics. They just call them LG.
Well, you know what it is that the owners looked around and said, life's good.
Yeah.
No, the owners looked around and said, hey, wait, they went out of business and we could buy a respectable name for a good price.
Yeah.
Let's do it.
No, actually, the employees go, "Cool, we've got a job. Life's good." So, all right, now let's see what kind of people either have no life and live in a nursing home and are just shoved in front of a computer, and people that are obviously mentally disturbed enough to watch this show. So we've got a Scott Cooper. Hey, Scott. Buck Owen.
Says that, right now, the only one that's not got a weird reverb is Goopy. That's a switch.
And Buck Owens. And Buck says his LG washer and dryer has been an issue-free for 15 years.
Yeah, because it was 15 years ago.
Yeah.
If you had bought it in the last 10 years, it definitely would have some problems.
Yeah. I mean, back when they were Gold Star, they were not like a cheap brand like KTV where months after the warranty they'd die, but they were not exactly a top tier brand. I mean, they did work, and they were functional, and they weren't too bad, but they definitely weren't like a Sony or Toshiba or even a Magnavox.
You remember the company Tycoon?
Yep.
I always wondered what that meant, if it was just a name or if it had a meaning. I owned two, I think, at one point.
And Buck Owens, yeah. Gold Star basically decided to up their quality game, and that's because they were known as a low. They were known as not a top shelf brand. They changed their name when they started improving their quality so that they would get a better name for themselves.
Well, for Buck Owens there, I bought an LG washer about 6 years ago. And about a year ago, the hinges popped right through the top of the metal lid. That's how cheap the lid was. The hinges broken.
I had that happen to laptops. HPs, actually.
All right.
Although, I wonder have I did it because I didn't wear my glasses. Oh, man.
And here we're highlighting another professional game player. Also, I want to give a shout out to Paul Fiscarelli. When I met him when I saw him, because I met him before at CoCo Fest, but when I saw him at VCF Midwest this past September, I got one of his CoCo joystick adapters for the PC. And I've been trying to use it, but I couldn't find it. And when I was moving stuff around and such, I actually found it.
Oh, darn, I forgot I was going to steal that off of you.
Yeah, it sat in the box.
What type of interface? From CoCo to what?
PC.
PC to CoCo. To the CoCo joystick.
Yeah, it allows you to use a real. It allows you to use a real CoCo joystick on a PC.
Oh, okay. I thought it was the other way around.
No, it allows you to use a real CoCo joystick on the PC. So, Ghost Rush is the first game that I am using it on, which is kind of ironic because you don't use the joystick. You just use the button.
Fire on it?
Yes, you just use the button.
And yes, Buck Owens, I have exactly the same problem.
Yeah, Buck, I was.
buy it again, and then as soon as it arrives, I find it up by misplaced.
Yeah.
Yeah, the
That
only
happened to me with hammers. Where's my hammer? Buy another one. Damn, I found it.
yeah. I was considering doing that until I had the slight problem of he doesn't have any in stock to sell.
What's this Gem Hunter game on
Oh, it's a really good game on the you mean on the Model 1?
Oh, is that what it is? You know, I just see it listed on the Konami here. Or Kanuki. Oh.
Yeah, the only problem with this is that I don't like the button on the on my deluxe.
Oh, complain, jeez.
Change it. Put something else.
It's horrible.
Put a vandal-proof button.
I would consider putting a standard micro, like a regular small push button on it, but the hole is kind of large for that. Hey. What I think is really cool on his adapter is it's got a push button on it, and it allows you to it can be the left joystick or the right joystick.
Oh, right. Oh, that's what? Really?
Yeah. So it actually emulates two joysticks. You only get one joystick to use, but like some games use the left joystick, some use the right, and it's like with it off, it's the right joystick, and with the light on, it's the left joystick.
I didn't realize that you could actually recognize. I thought it was a standard port for the joystick, and that there was no ID type of thing for.
No, the adapter by Paul. No, the adapter by Paul Fiscarelli.
Oh, okay.
The joystick is only a single joystick. 2 pots and one or two buttons. The joystick I have is actually technically a Tandy 1000 joystick, but it's the same one that's used on the CoCo. But it has 2 buttons, which only the CoCo 3 supports 2 buttons. The CoCo 1 and 2 only support 1 button. What are you doing, dog?
Oh, well, I beat my record, 530, which is nothing for you guys, but...
Hey, I've only got up to 540, so...
Do you need to go outside?
No, I'm fine, thank you.
I'm great. It's freezing outside.
It's raining.
Dog, you smell like... Let's just say you smell like the stuff that hits the fan.
Yo, dog, you smell too. This game's mean, it keeps killing me.
I think that's the idea. You try to live, it tries to kill you. Alright, dog, do you need to go outside? Dog, your butt stink.
Don't put your nose there, then.
I didn't. I don't sniff butts. I mean, yeah, I like big butts, but I don't sniff big butts. I cannot lie.
Yay, 600.
Oh man, I'm only at 490.
Yeah, but you beat me last week by lots.
Ah.
I think part of it is I'm using this deluxe joystick.
It's a poor man that blames his tools.
I am
Yeah,
poor.
but if you have a dull blade, you can blame the tool. Well, you can blame the guy who didn't change the blade. Well, you're right.
As you work through it, you realize.
Wait, you're allowed to use sharp blades? That would make life so much easier.
There are such things as sharp blades.
You mean I
mean, how
to use my chainsaw like an axe?
How do you get the plastic to sharpen up that sharp? I mean, my spoons are as sharp as I can get them.
Just like your wit.
Oh, don't make me.
I tried to run the GH16, but it doesn't work. Any
That's-
particular reason?
It's CoCo 3.
Commercial 3?
It's CoCo 3 version.
Yeah, but I put the CoCo 3 emulator on.
You
Mine works.
did it in XROR.
Yeah.
You went to hardware and selected CoCo 3.
Oh, no, sorry. It's my fault. CoCo 3. Yeah, let's do it again.
Take two. The CoCo 3 version is harder because the collision detection is much more. Let's say it's much better.
Okay.
It's plus where you can't hide underneath the bat anymore.
Yeah, you can't hide under the wings.
Oh, yeah, that's right. You mentioned that last week.
I hope the game on High Council picks a game that needs a analog joystick this week. Because I want a game so I can test out my analog joystick.
This is a game that I cannot get past level 2.
Well, at least you can get to level 2.
Yeah, I get to level 2, like right there. But usually when I hit level 3, it's instant death. Damn pumpkin gets me.
You son of a dog. Your mother was Miss Pac-Man.
You get more points because it's more difficult? No.
No.
Stuck between a rock and a hard place. Well, pumpkin and a bat.
All right, I'm back. What did I miss?
Oh.
Everything. You miss Loopy's dad jokes.
Oh no, that's horrible. How will
If he
I
didn't,
survive?
if he didn't hear him, did he truly miss him?
Yeah, good point.
Has Mark read the instructions yet?
No.
I haven't found any. Yes, and I did go to that Nick Marentes site, and all I could do was buy a copy. So damn, I bought a copy.
Well, isn't that kind of you? You should have already bought a copy.
Yeah, I was slow.
If you actually go to Nick's site, there's like pages and pages of stuff you can be reading about it.
Well, I guess the only web part of his website I found is the pay now.
So you go to nickmarentes.com.
The important part.
Well, let's see. Now it can sit right next to Popstar, Zero Hour, CoCo Arcade, Gunstar, Pipes.
Jumping Joey.
Do I have a Jumping Joey? Oh, I got the arcade that has a Jumping Joey on it.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, the arcade is the Jumping Joey.
Maybe one of these days will actually open these.
There was an update made for Jumping Joey before I even got it, so mine never got opened.
Yep, mine too. So if you click on the banner on next site, then there's a page that has instructions and the history of the game and everything else.
Okay, let me go look.
That should be PDF.
Oh, wow. So that's what that does.
NickMarentes.com.
That's the one.
Okay, I got sales and web page links.
There should be a list of that's got the thing one digital download, game title, screenshot, physical CD.
Okay. Okay, let me see if I can find directions in here. I know it's just full of marketing fluff.
I think it's mostly just marketing fluff.
Are you freaking kidding me? Pancakes.
You can read the whole history and evolution of Neutroid.
No.
That'll put more people to sleep than Curtis's newscasts.
No, won't. They'll be on their edge of the seat in excitement.
That's more English than I could put together.
It'll help keep you awake.
No.
You son of a...
That Mark falls asleep while reading the instructions.
And
Okay, I'm not even reading the instructions yet.
and a shout out and hello to you, Alexander Wallace. We are enjoying the playtime.
Am I still streaming? Yes. Okay.
You're streaming a paused screen.
Yeah, oops, the wrong screen.
Henry III, how are you sharing your screen?
Am I sharing the screen?
Well, it's saying to join your watch party. It's not a watch party. It's...
Don't even worry about that. That was me trying to figure out how that works.
Ah, okay. Yeah, you can share your screen to so everyone can watch you play.
Let's see. I think that might do it. There we go. I'll remember to select which yeah. It said extra share.
Yeah.
Where are you getting the guidelines? Remember the selection. Maybe. Oh!
Yeah, we're getting spinny squares. Did you share just the X4 screen?
Yeah, just the extra screen.
And you shared it at 720 at 15 frames per second?
I have no idea because this is not a streaming platform I'm familiar with.
Well, it's not technically a streaming platform. It's just Discord.
Yeah. I'm used to like using OBS to
Yeah.
being on Facebook Live and all the rest of that. So.
Yeah, it's giving me exclamation point, so. Give it time. It'll probably start showing us something eventually.
Yeah, like a slideshow.
Yeah.
It'll be like watching me when I'm at my cabin.
Yeah, exactly. Except he might get a good score.
So, what's your so Sloopy, what is your favorite resolution?
720p at 15 frames a second.
15. Okay, I'm at 30.
Yeah.
It brought me up to 30. I set it for 15.
You are at 15.
Well, mine says 30 on my thing.
Yeah, mine did, so I just flipped it.
Yeah, I mean, it's all right.
Yeah.
I mean, Fred's doing 60 because he doesn't know how to listen, so, but it's all right.
Oh, sorry. I'll change.
Yeah. I have no room to talk because I'm at 30 also.
I don't know. Has your Discord been crashing as much as it used to be?
I don't know. I haven't been on.
I can turn my stream quality all the way down to 480.
Yeah, you can change your resolution without dropping out.
Oh, yeah?
Because I did.
Click on your share your screen tab, and there should be a heading of stream quality.
Ah, yeah, I see it. So might as well go 480 though, at the size that we're at.
Well, it depends on how much bandwidth Sloopy has.
I'm at 480. So
It doesn't. Yeah, it doesn't.
480 was pretty much over its max already. So
Yeah, I mean, it doesn't really matter because your screen is so small,
Yeah.
so it's not going to show much. What it actually helps with is it doesn't have to scale it as much to show it on my screen.
Okay.
So the lower is better. It's just that when you start it, it doesn't give you the option for 480. The lowest option it gives you is 720.
Okay. Yeah, I saw that.
So, but I mean, my CPU utilization is pretty low already, so it's not that big of a deal. Well, let's see what it says.
Doesn't Curtis usually join us at this point?
When he's not making money.
Yeah, Discord's only using like 14-15% of my CPU, so.
how many have you seen Curtis in the
Chat.
chat? So you must have been busy tonight.
Yeah,
So our guys were eating supper and doing work all at the same time.
yeah. And some of them more than once.
Glenn's side meeting tonight.
Yep.
Yep.
That's
So
probably,
maybe
that might be where he's at.
Possibly.
I just zero.
Greetings, young lady. Ooh.
Thank you.
You put it right in my face. What do you expect me to do?
Touch it.
Damn right.
They're keeping her.
They are?
Yeah.
Oh, so she's still alive?
Well, she did it twice in there while they were in there. They're keeping her. I guess they can't figure out what it's from.
That's not good. Yeah, Missy's niece went into the hospital earlier tonight. She evidently stopped breathing.
Oh.
And for you non-humans and the humanoids in the listening audience, stopping breathing is bad for humanoids.
Especially babies that are only like 2 months old.
Was it her or the baby?
The baby.
Oh, I thought you meant her.
No, the baby.
Oh,
Oh.
that's even worse.
Yeah.
Yeah, she just had a baby that's like 2 months old. And it was the baby that stopped breathing.
Yeah.
Oh.
They had to call an ambulance. It was that bad.
Yeah. I'm sure she was freaking out.
Probably.
All right, let's see here.
Are you pushing your button?
No, I'm pushing your button.
That don't take much. Not with you. Stop.
Never.
Say your damn thing.
When I'm so old and decrepit I can't reach your button, that's when I'll stop pushing your button.
Mm-hmm.
And later that day, they throw dirt on your face, right?
Mm-hmm. Exactly. Well, yes, I am. Thanks for noticing.
Do your show.
She called me a pervert. But hey, when you're sitting next to a woman this beautiful, you just can't help yourself.
Shut up.
What? You should try playing it.
No,
Why not?
because.
I want to see Missy play.
No, I'd rather watch Criminal Minds.
Murderers.
Are you watching Criminal Minds for entertainment, or do you consider
Planning.
it? Do you consider it?
Ideas.
Do you consider it, or do you consider it research?
Research.
Planning. Research. I like it.
So, if we stop hearing from Snoopy, we know why.
Exactly.
It might not be Discord.
She'll blame it on Discord.
Yep.
Don't let her tell you that.
Oh, what are you talking about? I haven't heard from him
Working out.
either.
Yay!
He left
Yay!
me. He left me.
Oh, and you've got the party theme going.
Oh, I like the pink
I had to
one.
install the native client.
Oh, Discord native client?
Yep.
Ah. Yeah, I know a couple people that use the web browser version, and it just isn't the same.
Yeah, I mean, I never. What in the world am I doing wrong here?
You don't touch the bats.
Okay, how does the joystick work in this?
It doesn't.
Fire button.
It's only the fire button.
Oh! Oh! Okay.
Yeah, you missed the whole conversation I had at the beginning of the show.
Well, I wasn't here at the beginning of the show. I was failing at a composite mod.
You were doing what?
Failing at a composite mod.
Failing how? You burnt everything?
Oh no! Everything appears to be working fine. Motor on, motor off gives me what I need to know. But but I'm not getting any signal out of the thing, so I'm just gonna start taking it within the oscilloscope and seeing where I messed up.
Which composite mod are you using, and which CoCo are you using?
It's CoCo 2 with the not with the vertical RF can, but with the sideways RF can, and I'm using the composite mod pretty much as it appears on the VDG spec sheet with looking with reference to Zipster.
So is it just amps, or do you have also have the 13 something other?
Oh no, I've got a couple of. It's just the. Well, I have to base it off the chip because we in CoCo 2
Right.
you get RF mods in the chip.
Yeah.
So, go ahead.
Where are you getting the what you got another 1372 that you're using?
No, I used the one for the CoCo.
What'd you pull it out of the RF
Yeah.
modulator? Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, because the RF mod for the CoCo 2 is not a simple thing. Because
No, I. Go ahead.
yeah, because the 1372 runs in two modes. One's composite mode and the other one's component mode.
Yep.
And on the CoCo 1, it's in composite mode, but in the CoCo 2, it's in component mode.
Right, and so when it was in CoCo 2, what I saw that I had to do was effectively, basically remove it from the other circuit in order to get it to act in a composite mode rather than going with it, rather than modulating itself.
Right. You have to pull it out of the RF can and massage it.
Oh, wait, I wonder. I never checked that potentiometer that I used for the chroma levels. That might be all jacked up. But, yeah, so the thing is that, like, doing this, I went on hard mode, like, discerned what the schematic was supposed to be, did my own PC board, and all that stuff like that. PC board looks really pretty.
Yeah.
It should work.
Yep.
So, but no, it's fine. It's something that I'm actually looking forward to the troubleshooting process because I want to look at a mod for the VDG and just basically get it so that I untangle the external text line from or the external character set line from the AG line and and basically do a lowercase mod.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. Let's see if I can actually do this. This is more difficult than I thought it was going to be. Oops.
Yeah, the game is pretty simple.
Pretty simple, but
It's a simple concept. It's not that simple to play.
Yeah, it's an easy game to play. It's a hard game to get a high score in.
Hard game to win.
It's a difficult game to get more than 80 points for me.
Yeah, I'm hovering around the 400 point level.
Yeah, me too. I
600
actually got one.
My max was
Yeah.
540, but
I don't want
I
to.
reloaded the game.
I didn't ask if you wanted
I'm
to.
not playing, sorry.
Come on,
They want-
Missy. You know you want to.
It's an easy game.
Oh,
It's so easy, even Sloopy can play it.
It's only
You know you want to play with my joystick.
okay.
the trick is to find the button.
Yeah, but Sloopy, she doesn't need to play with your joystick for this game. She just needs to push your buttons.
You know what?
This is taking a turn.
Play the game. I got laundry to do.
Go plug your joystick into your Commodore 64.
While it's running,
Yes.
Been doing it for years now.
Ooh, promise?
No,
Oh, then why are you going to make the offer if you're not going to follow through?
because it sounded good.
Yeah, it sounded good until you said you weren't going to do it.
You have to give a pause, and it's like, oh, I lose my concentration.
no, the thing I hate about the pause is when you have to change direction right after it.
Yeah.
You're sitting there trying to hit the button at the right time.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I got 110.
For some strange reason, I've actually done better with the CoCo 3 version than the CoCo 2 version.
Interesting.
Probably because you know that there's extra leeway there, so you try to take advantage of it and you mess it up.
What extra leeway would that be?
Like
The hit block is definitely smaller on the CoCo 2 version.
yeah, you can. Yeah, the bat wings are not toxic.
So in the CoCo 2 version, you can sneak up behind it and get under it, pass it, and not die. But hit it from the front at all, and you're done.
I'm going to try the CoCo 3 version.
I got 580. I think I'm gonna go grab a snack. Be right back.
We'll be right here. I hit the button.
Apparently, no, you didn't.
Shit up. Whew, that was close.
Is there a way to see everybody at once on Discord, or is it just like you can't watch more than just one?
You
Oh,
can,
yeah.
you can
a
do.
little eyeball beside their.
Yeah, you see where it says watch and there's an eyeball next to it? Click on the eyeball.
Yep, I got it now.
And the first one you gotta watch the stream. The rest of them you add on.
Okay.
You son of a brioche.
Okay, it looks like Tasman sent me the directions for Neutroid.
Yay.
Boo!
Okay. Alright, here we go. Neutroid reloaded. The Neutroid is a newly discovered atomic particle with the potential to wipe out the universe. Oh, no, it says potential to unlock the door to new era in energy production. So does my eating beans.
Wait a minute here.
Okay. Collect all of the Protroids, green, cyan, on each level while avoiding the Antroids, red, in your path. Don't allow your Neutroid, white, your Neutroid's energy to completely drain, for you will trigger a nuclear meltdown. And it's a very nice graph showing all of the elements of the screen. Okay, controls. In highlighted yellow, In large, bold font, it says, you do not control the Neutroid, but the reactor grid, that's in blue, which deflects the Neutroid forward movement.
And did he put in something there? This instruction is specifically for Elkert as well?
No, I haven't seen that yet. You know another game that's like that? You don't actually control the moving piece, but you control what's
Rebound is like that.
I'm thinking Pong.
Pong. Hey, that's what I said.
So is this just a...
Really fancy Pong game?
Yeah.
Yes.
Now we know his secret. Okay, let's see. Controls. There are some. Joysticks or arrow keys. That deflects the Neutroid using the blue grid. Brake pauses the game. Mashing down the brake key aborts the game. And if you press Z during pause game, that flips you to 6309 mode if it's available. And you get a low tone for 6809 and a high tone for 6309. On a CoCo 3, you may also use alternate and control keys to move up and down. A switch mode Atari style joystick is highly recommended.
Son of a...
And that's what happens when you don't. Let's see. Neutroids and antimatter fields. Collision with an Neutroid will drain 2 units of Neutroid's energy, but if you guide the Neutroid into a antimatter field, your Neutroid will gain the ability to neutralize Neutroids for a short time. In this state, the Neutroid moves very fast, and collision with an Neutroid will gain your Neutroid 2 units of energy and 50 points.
Yay!
The scoring. Protroid is 10 points plus energy. Neutroid, 50 points plus energy. Remaining energy at the end of each level is 20 points for each unit. Nuclear meltdown, which is game over, man. When the Neutroid energy is depleted. And there's just something about a copyright down here. And that is the directions. Seems simple, doesn't it? Yeah, so thank you, Tasman, for sending the directions. Close that screen.
Oh.
So, do we get bonus points for playing the original version of Neutroid on the CoCo?
No.
Even though it's
Uh,
From what I understand, you get masochist points for that.
Well, how about if you play the Model 1 version of the CoCo?
Did you just replace the 6809 with the Z80?
Yeah, it fit. I get some funny screensavers, but yeah, it fit.
Magic Smoke screensaver.
Yeah.
You know, of all the computers that I've fixed, only once have I ever found a bad Z80. Every other machine that I've fixed that has had a Z80, the Z80 CPU itself was fine.
Those things are tough.
And that one machine with the bad Z80 was a Commodore 128.
You just about made me drink coffee.
I recall that computer didn't actually come standard with the Z80, did it?
Yes, it did.
Did it?
Yep.
Okay.
It came with a Z80 and an 8502, which is a 6502 core with the 6510 bits added plus more.
Well, I think I've only ever seen the outside of a 128.
Yeah. Yeah, it's funny because speaking of fine Australians, Commodore Australia said that if they shipped it to Australia, the 128, with a Z80 inside of it, they're going to pull out the Z80 out of every single machine before they shipped it to customers.
Really?
Yes.
Why?
Because they disliked the Z80 so much, because they felt that a Commodore should have a 6502. And the main reason why it has a Z80 in it is because they wanted the 128 to be as compatible with the 64 as possible. And they were having a problem with the CPM cartridge not working. So they decided that the easiest way to resolve it was to put a Z80 in the machine and have the CPM functions already in the machine so that the cartridge was not needed. Now, this created the situation of having both the Z80 and the 8502 in there at the same time. Now, when the Z80 is first powered up, there is no way to stop it. Whereas with the 8502, like the 6502, if you keep the reset line held high, it'll stay in a reset state and not do anything on the bus until the reset line comes low. So what happens is when the 128 is first turned on, it initializes the Z80, puts it into its halt state, and then passes control over to the 8502. So if you pull the Z80 out of it, the machine won't work.
Didn't the Z80 have a halt line on it?
Yeah, but when you first turn it on, it's a little bit different.
Comes up in Z80 mode until you flip it over to 85.
Yes. I mean, technically it is possible to pull the Z80 out and do a hardware mod and a ROM mod so that it...
Well, does the Z80 stay in operation like the bigger Tandies where the Z80 was just handling I/O at that point?
No, actually it's the other way around. When the Z80 is actually running, the 8502 still handles I/O. The Z80 passes it off to the 8502. The 8502 does the I/O and then sends control back to the Z80. As a matter of fact, it is the absolute worst Z80 machine you could possibly get because although it runs at 4 megahertz, it is doing a hold for two cycles every cycle. Like every other cycle is a hold cycle. Well, it's a little bit more complicated than that, but basically, to put it simply, it's in a hold for half the time, so it's functionally only 2 megahertz instead of the 4 megahertz that it's running.
It's sharing too many resources?
No, it's just the way it works with the 8502.
Yeah, like both have to have access to the same RAM and stuff, right?
Right. Yeah. Yeah, it's physically on the board, it's sharing the resources, so there's only a single 128K. There is no other RAM. Do you need to go outside, dog? Yeah. Who's a good dog? Yes, you are.
Yeah, because on the Tandy business machine, C80 was a whole computer of its own. Too. And then you added the 68,000 cards that just handed off the I/O off to the C80.
Yeah. Same idea.
Has anybody read the story of the suck mud error on the big Z80s, on the big Tandys?
I don't remember it.
I can't remember exactly what the error condition was, but it was a Xenix error, and it was in one of the 68K machines that had the Z80 IO subsystem. And there'd be a really strange error condition that wasn't supposed to happen, where the Z80 got stuck in some form or another. And the error message that came up was BUGCHK SUKMUD. Shut her down, Scotty. She's sucking mud again.
Was that in the early version of Xenix or the second version?
I don't know, but the first person I heard it from actually was my mother. She was a technical representative for Tandy Radio Shack Computer Center.
Yeah. Huh, I was a bench tech for them during that time.
Yeah,
They wouldn't hire me. They had standards.
We never actually got to play with any of the 8-inch systems in our house, but Mom brought home a DT1 at one point in time, and we dialed into the Model 16 running Xenix at the shop. I had fun with that.
Yeah, I had one of those around the house at one time. I don't remember what I did with it. Kind of wish I had it now.
I had a Xerox 820-2 with dual 8-inch floppies. I couldn't find anyone with CPM discs, so the only thing I ever used it for was I used the discs, the disk drives on my Atari 800. What'd I do now?
You.
Yeah, you're saying dumbass.
Yeah, the dog.
Oh, that dumbass.
Well, you both share the same house.
Exactly.
And the same
Got the
name.
backyard. Yep.
He's so stupid.
So
That's
was it?
why. That's why you make big dog houses and insulate them and everything else. You spend all your time there.
You. So was it my dog or your grandpuppy?
My grandpuppy.
See, you admit it.
Black pumpkin equals insta-death. Oh my goodness.
Well, you open the door, let Pokey out. He's a dumbass and goes in the room. Then he comes to the door wanting to go out.
Yeah.
Dumbass.
Mm-hmm. He's as good as
I
his
opened
mother.
that bag of treats today.
He's as smart as his mother.
Was I supposed to?
It doesn't matter.
Who got that?
Could have used them.
I don't care. It's for her dog too.
There. It's for both of them. No, it's just those need to be used up
Oh well.
because they're quite old.
I kind of can't reach them too good, so.
Yeah, they're old. Did you give him water? Them water?
Yeah.
All right.
It was empty. Twice now today I gave them water.
I'm sure they appreciate it.
Well, why don't you get 2 treats down and I'll give them.
Because they need to be eaten, I usually give them a bunch.
Okay, well, give me them and I'll give them. Ronnie tried to take Pokies earlier. They ain't gonna go bad. Don't worry, they'll eat them.
Well, that
Wow.
bike sure picks up a lot more than it used to.
You what?
That bike picks up a lot more than it used to.
I need to
Adjust it.
adjust it. It's just the way it's sitting is a little bit different.
Just don't worry about it. Just give it to them.
I'm looking to see if there's a date on them.
I'm sure there is. But that date ain't gonna bother them.
No.
They can't read it anyway.
Exactly.
Oh, there it is. Oh. Wow. 9/7/24.
It's good.
Yes, but it's been open for over 3 months now.
Was that 1924?
Don't worry, they'll eat them.
I know they'll eat them. They also eat cat shit.
They also eat their throw up.
Oh, I laugh because that's a problem I was having when I had talks.
Yeah. Same. I had
They snack
Oh,
from the litter box.
Oh god.
so disgusting, isn't it?
And then they come over and lick you.
Oh yeah. Ugh.
Oh my. Oh no. That reminded me of something.
Oh Jesus.
Were you outside the day that Pokey licked Maddie's face and Maddie flipped out?
Mm-mm.
Yeah. Oh my God, she was like, she came in and washed her face because
Oh, dot germs! Wasn't that a PS character that was like that?
Pigpen.
Oh, every time Snoopy would
That was
lick
the-
some of
Oh,
his
Lucy.
face. Yeah,
Lucy.
Lucy.
Dog germs.
Dog neck.
Yeah. I've been poisoned by a dog. People usually play the new game for the week when we play. This week it seems to be a large number of people that are playing the old game.
Well, I'll play the new game as soon as I get my paycheck and I can buy it.
Hmm. You don't have it?
I'll
don't
play-
have it.
I'll play the new game as soon as Nick gets around sending it to me.
Yeah, this is all Nick's fault.
Yeah, and I just bought a Philharmonic 12, so I don't have the cash anymore.
Oh god.
Oh, got a couple more points.
You know, Amazon sat them an order for a whole week, and now they're going to overnight it.
What did you
The
order?
heck?
Actually, it was a electric electric heating pad.
Hmm.
Kind of a short electric blanket.
Okay.
Throw it across the bottom of the bed to
Oh.
have a place for the cat to sit. Since the cat likes to keep sleeping on my network switch.
Mm. You wanna let the dogs in when they bark?
See, that's
I
why you
guess
need
so.
a good big CRT. Then you
Exactly.
can sleep on top of that.
Give them that.
You can do it.
Oh,
you
that
open the door,
reminds
they're
me of
probably
mine
there.
where, yeah, cat's sleeping on the CRT, but now all they've got is
Is
LCDs.
there anything else you want me to do?
They're
Yes.
finding
Oh
it,
yeah.
finding it hard to sleep on them.
I did enough.
Hmm?
I did enough.
Even if I beg?
Even if you beg.
Please. I love you.
Okay.
Yes, ma'am. Yeah, I need to buy it myself.
Well, now you can, right?
When I get paid.
CoCo Nation staff doesn't get a free copy.
I mean, look at this. As soon as I get to 350, the pump comes out, the bat's on the bottom, and I got no place to go.
Yeah, that's
Yep.
happens almost every time.
Yep, I'm the same way.
I guess I got to be up on top. That way the pump can come out on top.
Well,
Yep.
I found the easiest way to do it is,
You get 350 kind of be in the middle.
No,
yeah,
free.
if when you're gonna hit 350, always make sure you're moving towards the left side of the screen or right side of the screen. Sorry, always make sure you're moving towards the right side of the screen, away from the pumpkin. Then you can usually avoid it on that first time.
340, not 350.
But when you're getting to 350, so when you
Yeah.
go from 340 and you're about to hit 350, make sure you're moving towards the right hand of the street.
I thought it was 330 going to 340.
No, 350 is the point.
Magic. Yeah, like here.
The boot point.
Oh, this is the longest I've ever lasted. Oh, high score, high score. Ah! Ah!
Wow,
It is a high, it is a
430.
higher score.
Well done.
Beats the 400 I managed to get earlier. Yeah. And as they say, I better give while the getting's good.
Yay, I got 20 points.
Yeah, I'm waiting to get paid so I can buy the game myself.
Yep, me too.
I love how Nick dined me out at the last show and said that I've completed the game.
You've completed the game, or he's completed the game?
No, Nick's was saying when he was talking about it last CoCo Nation. He
Yeah.
was talking about how me and I think Buck Owens have completed the game,
Ah,
and
this game has an end.
it is 340 to 350. Yeah.
You dare doubt me? Jeez.
Is somebody like violently making ramen or just destroying a black beauty?
That sounds a little like they're ripping a beer can in half.
Somebody's playing with their joystick a little too hard right now.
You know what? I took apart my joystick and I found no joy.
I keep dying at 440.
Well, that's not a good place to die because you're just about to make the next level.
Oh, is the next level 450?
Or 350. Yeah, 440. Okay, yeah. I don't know when the next level is after 350, actually, because I've never played it.
Ken, didn't you pick this game?
Yeah?
Okay.
Hey, I'm not very good at games.
Oh, that's right, you mentioned that.
Yeah, he is.
I'm okay at games. I'm not good. I'm not Buck Owens or Tasman.
Hmm. Whee! This is like riding one of those tilt-a-whirls, but with a deadly, with a deadly device in it. Yay! You see, that's a rock and a hard place. Or a bat and the pumpkin.
Yeah.
There's nothing you can do.
That has happened many, many times to me. Ah.
Ah. Can't we have 3 lives in this thing so we can have better high scores?
Oh, if you can hack the program, sure.
Well, if you don't want to hack the program, you can hack the programmer.
Who did Ghost Rush?
Yeah.
Yeah, but who did it?
Paul Shoemaker. He's on the Discord as Redbeard.
Okay. Let me have a look at the next dump.
Considering it doesn't have multiple lives, I'd venture to guess adding more than one life would not be a trivial task.
Yeah, true.
I mean, if you already had more than one life, it probably wouldn't be too hard. What would probably be easier is if you made the hitboxes smaller.
Or just made it so that when you restart the game, it doesn't reset, it just goes from where.
Yeah, your start continues on your previous score. or where you were before.
Just perusing, like watching the logic. I mean, you got game over stream. I don't disagree. I think it would be not necessarily non-trivial to add extra lives, but at the same time, it's got to have jump to a game over. So if you can hook there where it jumps to game over and hook into a life counter, then you could possibly make it work. But again, that's not necessarily non-trivial.
Oh, wait a minute. Tasman, I think you're right. Redbeard is... No. No, because Paul Fiscarelli is 8-Bit Dad.
You have a good night.
Oh, you're leaving?
Yep.
See you later.
Take care.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
Yeah, I think I'll follow. I think I'll follow lead.
Yeah, don't fall asleep, eh?
Yeah. So that's my Q, whatever.
You're
Hey.
new.
Night.
Oh, yeah. It is.
It is what?
Which Paul is Redbeard.
There's just too many polls on this server.
Yeah. I know how to find out.
Yep. It's coming nigh up on 22. I got to get up at 05, so I'm going to get out of here.
All right. Good night.
Have a good evening.
Good night. Y'all take care.
Let's see here. That's it. Paul Thayer is Redbeard. My bad.
Darn right.
Shit up.
Okay.
Yeah, there's too many Pauls.
Yeah, I died.
Just like there's too many Erics.
as far as I know, there's just 2 Kens.
And only one Sloopy.
Lucky you.
What are there, 3 Freds?
In the Discord?
Yeah.
I just killed myself.
I have
I don't
no
know. I
idea.
didn't check.
Because there's the one present, and then there's the one that did the Fred Provencha, who does the control panel for OS 9.
Is there another Fred? I don't.
Flintstone.
Is Fred
Used to be-
still on our Discord? Cool.
Who
Used
knows?
to be my nickname, Fred Flintstone, because I used to own a Jeep, and that Jeep had a huge gaping hole where you put your feet on the floor.
Mm-hmm.
And it was so funny because that's what people call me, Fred Flintstone, because of that. You could literally put your feet
Yeah.
on the cement.
Always fun to drive through puddles with vehicles like that. I had a
Yeah.
car like that at one point too.
My friend got his ass chewed out because of me. His mother had a Toyota Corona, I think it was. It was like
Corolla?
not a Corolla, a Corona.
Okay.
It was the late 70s. The Corona is what it was called before the Corolla,
Okay.
and it looked similar to a Datsun B210. And I'm pretty sure it was a Corona. Well, we were down at the canal, and we had gone down this dirt road and such, because it's like all dirt roads and such back there. And if you go to the upper level, it's not as clean as the lower level is. I mean, the upper level is not as clean as the lower level. The lower level is like graveled and flattened out, like once a year or so. The upper level, every like 4 to 6 years, they'll go through and flatten it out and such. But it's mostly taken care of by people that drive back there. And he goes into this one section where, of the upper level, where there's like this pond that's off of the canal. And he was like, I don't feel like walking to the pond because it's like a 2-mile walk if you don't drive there. But there was this big, huge, like water puddle on the road. So he starts going through it and gets stuck like halfway through it. Well,
Yeah.
the water level is up so high that when you open the doors, like small little like 2-millimeter waves are like coming over the door jamb.
Okay.
But if there's no waves, it doesn't come in. And we're sitting there, and this Jeep comes by. I mean, it was a rust bucket from the word go. Literally, they replaced a lot of it with just like steel poles to the point where when you sat in it, you didn't have a floor. You just had a steel pole that went by that you put your feet on.
Okay.
Yeah, these are not public roads, so it's not like it was state-owned land, but they're not like public roads like regular streets. And
A trail.
yeah, but they're designed for cars to drive on and such. And the guy came and he's like, yeah, I could pull you out. That's not a problem. And he's like, yeah, could you? Well, he pulls us through it and pulls us out. And we go to the pond and go swimming and have a grand old time because there was like 5 of us in this tiny little Toyota Corona. And we're about to leave. We come back, and I said to him, I says, what about the puddle we got stuck in? And he goes, oh, shoot. He goes, we should have just had him pull us to the other side and just walked. And I'm like, you're the one who was whining you didn't want your mother's car stolen or broken into or whatever. Because he was half the reason why he didn't want to walk the 2 miles, but he also didn't want to leave the car there because, like, you're in the middle of nowhere. Yeah. And someone could steal the car, like, just put a chain on it and just drag it away. It wouldn't be hard. And you could take the lower road and walk up to the pond, but it's still, like, close to a quarter mile of a walk. And he didn't want, and his girlfriend's like, I'm not walking up the hill because it's like a 60-foot hill that's like probably about 30-degree incline. And so we get back to it, and he goes, well, how are we going to get out? And I'm like, well, just go. He goes, what do you mean just go? And I said, well, we'll just walk around. We'll just walk around, and you just get in the car, get it up to about 30, 35, maybe 40 miles an hour and go straight through it. He goes, but I'll get stuck. And I says, no, not if you go that fast with no one in the car. I says, basically what'll happen is the faster you go, you'll like slide across the top of the water, and you won't have as much weight. You won't have like an extra 500 pounds of people. And his girlfriend looks at me and she goes, I'm not fat. and I'm like, I'm not saying you, I'm saying all of us together. I said the best thing would be for you to get in the car because both Bill and I are like 250 pounds, and you're like what, 100, 110? And she goes, oh, thank you, I'm 120. I mean, we were like 17, 18 years old at the time. I mean, I was the oldest one at 19. My girlfriend was 18, but she was not a skinny reed. So, and then we had another friend. He was probably about 180, 190. And his girlfriend's like, no, I'm not driving it. So my friend Bill, I'm like, well, I'm not in no hurry to get home. I'll sit here. And he's like, well, I got to get home because I got to get everyone home and be home before my mom gets pissed because, I mean, he was only 17. And he looks at me and he goes, well, why don't you do it since you know how to do it? And I'm like, but he goes, well, you've done it before, haven't you? And I says, well, technically. And he goes, well, that's more than I have. He goes, I've never done it. I've only heard you describe it. And the technically that I did, I was a passenger in a vehicle that did it. And the vehicle that I was a passenger in was not a little Datsun. It was a Chevelle, a 72 Chevelle. And so I get in the car, I back up. They start, and I'm like, y'all want to walk around and get a little bit further so I don't splash you. I'm like, okay. And Bill's like, I'm just going to come with you. And I'm like, yeah, well, he goes, no, I'm coming with you. I'm like, okay. And the girls and the other guy were like, yeah, we're going to walk. So I back up quite a bit, probably like 300-400 feet. And I just tromp the gas, and it's a Toyota Corona. A 1970s Econo box from Japan. The only thing that it would...
I can see where it's going.
The only pickup it had was if you used a jack. And I'm like, and he's like, yeah, just go as fast as you can because I absolutely positively don't want to get stuck. I'm like, okay. So, and I'm like just flooring it. I hit the water at 50 miles an hour.
Oh.
and I'm going through it, and it's like all muddy, and I'm slipping and sliding. And by the time I come out of it, I've slowed down to like 30, but I get through it. And the thing is that I'd pushed so much water that all this water is like further down the road, and I'm in it, and you can hear the car burbling. And then all of a sudden the water like drops away, and the car is really loud. And he looks at me and he goes, "The car sounds louder, doesn't it?" And I go vroom vroom a little bit on it, and I says, "I don't know." And so we go a little bit further, another like 200-300 feet, and we pick up the two girls and the guy. And the guy's like, "Wow, that was awesome. There's like this huge wall of water." And Bill's like, "Yeah, it was great." And he goes, "But the car sounds a little odd." And they're like, "Yeah, it just doesn't sound quite right." And Bill's like, "Yeah, but I'll be home in time, so it's all good." And his girlfriend says, "You do realize the car is filthy? Because, I mean, this water is like, I mean, it's a dirt road, so the water is like practically just wet mud. And it's like covered in dirt." So he was like, "Really?" Because neither one of us had gotten out. So he's like, "Stop the car." And I stopped the car. He gets out and looks at it. He goes, "Yeah, it's pretty dirty." Well, it's a dry dirt road. And we've got like 4 or 5 miles minimum to get onto paved road. And we drive. Well, the one friend and my girlfriend, we drop off first because they live like real close to each other. And drop them off. And when I was dropping my girlfriend off, I get out. He runs around and jumps in the driver's seat real quick. And I kiss her goodbye. I turn around and look at the car, and I'm like, "Holy shit." And I go to the car, and I get in the passenger seat. He goes, "I'm driving." I'm like, "That's all right." And he's like, "What's wrong with you?" I was like, "Nothing." And he looks at me, and I look at his girlfriend, and I'm like, "You know that car wash down the street from where you live?" And she goes, "Yeah." I says, "You may want to visit there before you get home." And she goes, "Why?" And I'm like, "Well, it's a little dirty." She goes, "Yeah, it was kind of dirty." And I'm like, "It's slightly more dirty now." And she goes, "How?" And I says, "Because of all the dirt we drove through on the way home." So she's like, "Okay." So they go and drop me off. I go in the house and don't think anything more of it. 3 days later, Bill finally calls me. And I'm like, "Hey, what's up?" He goes, "Oh my God, I was in so much deep poop." I'm like, "You were?" He goes, "Yeah." And I says, "Why? What happened?" He goes, "Well, you remember when you told her to that I should wash the car?" I was like, "Yeah." And he goes, "Yeah, you're right. I washed the car off because, like, it was like a light tan car, but it looked brown because of all the dirt on it." And he goes, "I washed it off, and there's no muffler." And I'm like, "There's no muffler?" He goes, "No, the muffler ripped off of it." I'm like, "Oops." I says, "I know where you can get one." He goes, "You're funny." He goes, "Yeah, I was grounded for 3 days. I wasn't allowed to use the phone or anything. That's why I haven't called you." He goes, "I came home, pulled in the driveway like nothing was wrong. The next morning, my dad takes me to school. And when I get home from school, he goes, 'My mom was pissed.'" I'm like, "No kidding." He goes, "Yeah." And I couldn't tell her you drove it. And I'm like, "I only drove it because you told me to." So then she asked what happened. And I says, hopefully you left the part of me out. Because his parents didn't care much for me. Because, I mean, he was still in high school. I was 19. I was out of school by then. And he also went to an exclusive private school. So they were kind of the type of people whose noses were in the air. And I came from a middle class background. So I was not good enough for their son because I was in community college, not university.
Right.
So he left it out that I was even there. And my other friend, he was in school too, but he was in School of Art. And because his dad was going back to school to get his doctorate in computer science, they let him slide being friends with him. So, but they did not care much for me, so he left me out. And he was like, yeah, he goes, I told them that. And they're like, well, when the Jeep pulled you out, why didn't you pull out the other way and not go there? So he was grounded for 3 days. Had to pay them back for ripping the muffler off, and then wasn't allowed to go back to that swimming hole unless they were using someone else's car.
Somehow I don't doubt that.
Yeah, it's funny.
Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, it was funny because they came around and they liked me by the time I turned 21. So
Really?
Yeah.
Why the change of heart?
I don't know, honestly. I mean, I was still in college. I mean, I was taking a 2-year degree, and I was halfway through. I was about finishing up my first year 1.5 years later. But for some reason, because when I turned 21, his dad gave him his credit card, and he was 19, almost 20. He was going to be 20 in like 3 months. And his dad gave him his credit card and says, yeah, you need to follow the old tradition of me and my friends. You have him go to the different liquor stores and you keep buying alcohol until they card you, and that's how much alcohol you have for the party. And my friend was like, well, what if it's like 50 or $100? Because I mean, this is 1991, 1992. Yeah, 1991. Mm-hmm. And he's like, 50, 100, $200, doesn't matter. He goes, it's my card, so. And Bill's like, cool. First, we went to liquor stores like in the local town where you weren't likely to be carded no matter what age you were, and then continued going towards the college town and started going to the liquor stores where they card everyone, and I still wasn't being carded. $170 later.
Wow, of alcohol.
Yeah.
That's going to be some party.
Yeah, considering there was only 8 of us.
Oh. What sort of alcohol did you take?
Me personally, I didn't take any because I didn't need to. But yeah, he was because back then only the person buying it had to be over 21. So he was going in with me and saying, "Here, buy this, buy that, buy that. Oh, that looks good. Wouldn't mind trying that. Buy that." And I was every place because I got my CDL.
What's that? Sorry.
Commercial driver's license.
Okay.
For driving like a truck and such.
Mm-hmm.
Because I had my CDL, okay, on a regular driver's license, the background in Delaware was blue for a normal license, and it was gold if you were under 21. But because I had a CDL, they didn't do that distinction. And that was the only difference between someone that was under 21 and over 21. Now it's a lot different. Like the whole license is like vertical if you're under 21, and it's horizontal if you're over 21.
Really?
Yeah. It's in Delaware and in Maryland.
I've never seen a vertical license plate on a car before.
No, driver's license, the actual license.
Oh, driver's license. Oh, okay, sorry.
Yeah. And and because I had a CDL, I had the blue background like a person that was over 21. Because usually, if you had a gold background, they would really look at it, and they would deny you and saying, "Hey, you're under 21," because I mean, modifying it wasn't that hard back then, and because I had a CDL, they would usually just look at it and see that it was CDL blue background, and that's it. They wouldn't even look at the actual age. But no one looked at it until I got to the last place, which was in Newark, Delaware, which that's where University of Delaware was. And the guy actually asked me for my ID, and I handed it to him like it was nothing. He looked at it, and he actually looked at it, and he goes, "Oh, happy birthday." And I said, "Oh, thank you." Hands it back. Buy that and went back to a friend's house. Yeah, because we were getting, I think we had two bottles of Jack Daniels, like 1 liter bottle, and 2 liter bottles, two 2-liter bottles of Jack Daniels, a 2-liter bottle of Southern Comfort, probably 36 or 48 wine coolers of any kind of flavor you could imagine. Bottles of like White Russian, Grasshopper.
You were only 8 at that party.
Yeah, there was only 8 of us at the party. Yeah, Bill's dad said, keep going liquor store to liquor store until you get carded. And we went to like 7 different liquor stores. Because at first he was like, yeah, buy a lot so that we have a lot. And then as we were going on, it was like at the first liquor store we spent like $40, and the second one it was like $40, and then it was like $20 at each liquor store after that.
Wow.
Yeah, we had peppermint schnapps, apple schnapps, blueberry schnapps.
Peppermint schnapps? That's disgusting.
Peppermint schnapps. Whatever, banana schnapps. I mean, we had like 6 different types of schnapps. Because I mean, they were like $3 for a bottle that's like a 1 liter bottle. So, I mean, it's pretty cheap. I mean, this is 91. I mean, stuff was cheap. And it was funny because of all this liquor, we had 3 6-packs of beer. Because of those 8 people, 1 didn't drink at all because he said that alcohol tastes like turpentine. 4 of us didn't like. Yeah, 4 of us didn't like beer, and the other 3, 2 of them never had beer, and 1, their mother was an alcoholic and drank beer all the time and didn't like to drink beer because she didn't like the smell of it.
Yeah. Well, turpentine. There are some alcohols out there that do have that distinctive smell and taste.
Yeah. Yeah, I asked him. I says, "How do you know you drink turpentine?" And it was funny because Bill said, "That would explain a lot."
I went to China in 2010, and for a girl, of course. And we visited her family, and it was like a national holiday. So one day, well, obviously they're pretty heavy drinkers, and one day they decided to go to this fancy restaurant. They bought some fancy alcohol. Because I've tasted their alcohol and I didn't really like it. Right? It's basically it's like some sort of wine. It's not a rice alcohol. It's not sake. It's they call it baijiu, and it's a sort of think of vodka more or less. You know, it's a
Right.
raspy vodka. You drink it, it really hurts your throat. But that one was so smooth that you didn't feel like you were drinking alcohol. And
Yeah.
the thing is, the problem they fill up a huge. Normally, you when you drink it neat, it's like probably a finger, and that's it. Fill the glass, but they filled the glass, a big glass. It's 52% alcohol, and so there was this challenge. Well, what I call a challenge is they say "gambe," which means like bottoms up.
Mm-hmm.
Are you serious? This you want me to drink completely? So I never did. I tried,
Yeah.
but after 3 glasses, I had a hard time walking. The problem was not necessarily that day. It was the following day because I knew I would get so such a hangover. But I woke up, opened my eyes, and I say, "Hey, that's not too bad." Then I moved my head like a millimeter,
Oops.
and everything started to spin. The whole room. Oh boy! Now, the problem with this story is not that I had a hangover for one day, not 2 days, not 3 days, but 4.
Hmm.
This lasted for 4 freaking days, and it probably would have continued, but they called in the doctor and, intravenously gave me something, I don't know what, and that really helped.
Yeah.
I think of some sort of liver poisoning or something. Oh boy! And well, I didn't drink alcohol for the next 6 months after that. But when I restarted to drink, I automatically stopped when I more or less felt that I don't want to feel that again. So I usually stop beforehand. So I never got drunk afterward. Well, that was some experience.
No doubt. Where did Ken go?
Looks like we're the only two.
Yeah, I guess it's time to end the show, though. So.
Yeah, I guess so.
All right. I guess he probably went to go eat dinner because it's 7:00 his time because he's in Vancouver. So, welcome. Thank you for tuning in to another wonderful episode of the CoCo Nation Alcohol Talk. Oh no, wait, Game 1 Challenge Live. My bad. Join us Saturday when we'll be announcing the high scores for Ghost Rush Halloween Edition from Paul Shoemaker. And we will be giving tips and tricks for the Neutroid Reloaded. And we will be announcing the new game for the next 2 weeks, which will be another wonderful CoCo game. So join us Saturday for the CoCo Nation, and join us again next Thursday for another wonderful game, another show of the CoCo Nation Game 1 Challenge Live. So, Scott, I expect to see you playing next week. And Alexander Wallace, we were happy to have you watching.